Welcome back to The Great Jahy Will Not Be Defeated. Anime Review, episode number... I'm trying to find the next number here. Don't worry. Take this minute, excuse me. It is episode 13. Excuse me. Yeah, 13. And this episode is basically The Great Jahy Can't Sleep. And this covers chapters 50 to 52 and 57. The order is quite strange for this one. You have 52 adaptive first, then 51, 57, and then finally 50. It is by far one of the weirdest orders I've ever seen. The first segment we have for the episode is complete anime original. We have Drew, where she basically thinks about Jahy, talks about the clothing she wears, and creates a whole line for her. And Jahy didn't even know anything about it. That's the opening segment for the episode. It's complete and original. It's not from the manga. And after the credits, the first thing we have is basically Drew once again, where she's in her limousine and basically going through all these various meetings she has to go to. And apparently she wants to see Jahy. And now here's the thing. They actually do change the outfit she's wearing in the actual episode. The actual outfit in the manga is actually, the shirt is actually different. In the episode, it's basically a full green blouse she's wearing. In the manga, it's sort of like a see-through one, which was all like her undershirt, basically, that she probably wears. And she arrives at where Jahy works. Well, she thinks she owns it, even though she's just worked there. And the magical girl is there. Now, unlike last week's episode, where it seems like Drew is like all over the place, I think like the magical girl is like all over the place last week's episode. This one, it's all about Jahy. Jahy isn't a really player in the first couple segments of this one. So, she orders her food, and mostly Puppy proceeds exactly the way the manga presents. It's like the only change is Drew's shirt. That's it for this one. And after she leaves, then next up is simply, get this, well, Jahy has trouble sleeping because even though she gets all these mana crystals, she can't sleep. And it turns out she blames the futon for it. So she goes and she mentions that apparently the landlady gave her this one. So she goes out and buys a new one. A very comfortable one. And at one point she actually sleeps in the thing on the store. Though she does get out of the futon. Excuse me, yes. And of course she brings it home, and of course the landlady is sleeping, and of course they have her boss come by to inform them. Now, then we actually find something quite interesting. You see, 57 is basic continuation of this one, but the weird thing is, it's like this stuff is presented out of order in the manga. So basically, it turns out the reason why she was there was because the farmer heard that there's construction going on, and the water for the apartment is going to be shut off for 3 days. So she has to stay with the landlady and her boss. And she's like, okay. And as soon as you get there, because she's that size, they proceed to have her put on many outfits. They do change also her appearance. Now, according to the boss, she says when she first arrived, this is of course in terms of the anime, she actually was in her full size form. In the manga, they have her in a child size form. My guess this probably was a mistake. That this is probably what the studio probably saw. That when they saw the flashback was not entirely correct. Because it wasn't until she did it during work she actually knew about the smaller size of her. And the person who knew about it was her landlady. And the thing is, where they did... a lot of our dialogue is the same, except they did this change. I felt like rereading the manga. This change is perfectly fine. I have no problem with this change because that may have been error on her part, basically for misremembering what she actually looked like. So she was like a lost puppy, and they brought her in. And of course, this funny thing. Oh yeah, let's have the same futon. And then of course, all fast asleep, and all of a sudden she gets beaten up, and she thinks it's the landlady, but no. It turns out it's actually her boss beating her up while she's asleep. Eventually, she's fed up and she wants to go home. And that's it for that segment. Now, then we have a post-credit sequence. Yes, a post-credit sequence, which is pretty much the entirety of chapter 50. Yeah, I thought this was kind of weird. They put a whole segment right after the credits. Where it's basically Savannah, where he or she, they didn't really identify what gender this person is, so they see this person pick up recyclables that will lead across the street. Of course, she plans on killing Jahy, help a little girl come home, and then apparently by pure randomness, there's this magical being just gives her power to because she overcomes evil and get rid of the mana crystals, and that's the segment. That's literally the episode in a nutshell. Basically, you have 5 segments in the whole episode, but one of them is completely original, while the rest is, well, straight for the manga. Yeah, I thought this was quite interesting with that fact they did this. Yep. And nothing much else to say about this episode per se. And, well, can't wait for next week per se. Well, actually, this coming week, anyways. Now, before I close off here, I should point out, though, there's exactly 3 more episodes left to go for the entire series. Yep, there are 3 more left to go. Yep, 3 more, and that's it. So, I had kind of predicted that this thing would be finished up, I'd say probably the first week of December. That's probably where we're going to finish it with that one. So, this is pretty much it for this particular review. Stay tuned for the next review. It's going to be Welcome Demon School Irmakun. Okay, next video. Bye.